Christmas, the warmest time of the year, became the coldest memory for this forgotten home.
It's that time of the year when everyone's filled with cheer. You can see it in their eyes. When everything's good morning and good day, and all our cares just fade, and our joy's too much to hide. The ground is covered in snow, and it smells of chimney smoke, but the fire's what calls us home.
In this house, the fire has long gone out, but as history still warms the heart.
It's Christmas time, and I'm in love with you. It's Christmas time, and I love you. We'll hang ornaments on trees and have parties. Our friends will be there too.
Klaus, the last occupant, once gathered here with loved ones, celebrating a world now left behind.
When to meet me under the mistletoe. It's Christmas time, and I'm in love with you. It's Christmas time, and you love me too. When the presents are all under the tree, and excitement is what keeps you from sleep. When you never want this feeling to leave.
But for this family, that feeling disappeared. Christmas 2010 was the last time this house saw joy.
It's Christmas time, and I'm in love with you. It's Christmas time, and I love you. Oh, it's Christmas time, and I have the greatest gift of all, and that's you.
This year, I'm unwrapping my very different, unique Christmas present for all of you. An abandoned home in Germany, where the holiday spirit has frozen. Welcome back everybody on a brand new episode. And before we start exploring, I want to take a moment to wish everybody at home a Merry Christmas, and may your wishes for 2025 come true in a happy and prosperous new year. I know I'm filming this in summer, as you can see, but I wanted to save this episode for Christmas. And this home became abandoned in the Christmas of December 2012. What we're gonna see is a truly awe-inspiring time capsule dating back to the GDR era, because we are in Germany and this property dates back and still has many artifacts from when East and West Germany was divided. We are in the east part of Germany, and yeah, like I said, GDR, German Democratic Republic, although it was not so democratic and rather more Soviet and communistic. We're gonna see incredible artifacts in this home, so let's just hop straight into the exploration and let's see and investigate this super interesting site. It's absolutely fascinating to see this. Black mold is covering the walls. We still have headphones over there, a telephone book on the ground of 2009, a bottle of vinho verde. It's actually a white wine. Oh look, this is actually a television from a Dutch brand, Siemens. Still some dices of a game on top. And then we have the Christmas tree with all the Christmas balls still inside. It's a bittersweet side. Christmas, the warmest time of the year. Gathering here with their family and friends. They can see it. So we are filming this. There are literally people passing on the street. I'm not sure if Kato could capture it through the window, but it's freaking crazy. We have to be careful in this room. I want to keep it short here, because it's in the middle of a city center. This is exciting. Anyways, there is a calendar over there of 2010. I showed the Christmas tree. We have some more furniture. Very old stove. Kato is behind the scenes today, making some great shots. He was standing right in the lamp. As you can see, I'm on the floor, just for safety purposes. But right here, they actually collected everything that I think they would put this right in here, but it's plastic. It's very bad for your health, I think. Frame still hanging up there, and a clock. Okay, let's go to the next room, because I don't really trust it. We come right into a kitchen area. Also in here, everything is left. It's really frozen in time. Although the med kit over here, or the medicine box, pill box, has been emptied out. As you can tell, flowers still standing on the windowsill. All the porcelainware, the glasses. There are people passing again. No, it's fine, but it was like a bicycle. It's getting so busy at this hour. Of course, we are in peace, but German people tend to call the police quite quickly. Cornflakes. This is typical German, little rounded corner bench. Empty. Okay, I think that was the most exciting part, at least when it comes to evading the people on the street. We even still have Christmas balls in the boxes here. I haven't checked out the drawer. That's also empty. There are a few pens over there on the bottom, as you can see. Let's make our way now in their main hallway. And somebody in this home, I think it was the man, was fascinated by Mitsubishi cars. Or just automotive engineering in general. Newspaper over here. It's from 2009. Still a monitor. There are a lot of cobwebs, and honestly there are so many old things in this place that it really makes you wonder, only abandoned for a relatively short amount of time. Right over here at the coat rack, still there are coats just hanging up. Even packages and delivered post, all littering the main entrance door here. Right here they had a little, what was it, storage part, I think, maybe even a little pantry. And there is also the fridge. There are some cobwebs. Okay, let's check it. Doesn't even open up anymore. That is probably not a good sign because it's probably full of food. I'm gonna leave it. I learn from my mistakes. I was already afraid of that. Oh no way. There are even still moldy eggs. But look, they were still preserved. Pots of canned food. Pickles. Cherries. Even some German liquor. As you can tell, over here we can go upstairs. That will follow in a little bit, and it's gonna be quite a journey, trust me. But first, right here, we have like a little, it almost looks like a garage part or a shed part. They could definitely use this boy over here, because there is plenty of cobwebs. This even looks like a fish tank or a reptile tank. Printer on the ground. And look at this. This is very captivating. It might look like a giant oven, but in fact only a part of it was used as an oven to bake dough, bread, pizzas, you name it. But this part over here actually made in a local city, so I cannot show you everything of this piece. But this was actually to keep this entire house and structure warm. This was the central stove. Very old if you ask me. I think this was actually kind of a bench that you could maybe bend out, but it's completely rusty right now. They had a little faucet over here with a sink in the corner. Still some coffee powder. In a courtyard is completely overgrown. This place hasn't been called home for over a decade, and you can tell. Even the nature is growing through this door. And it's standing open, you cannot even close it anymore because of all the shroudery. Crazy. Now I also really like this corner. There is gonna be a fascinating room as well. Look over here at the grounds. This probably was a very old bathtub for children. And even the shoes are still standing on these wooden planks. Bottle opener. Another sign that they were interested in Mitsubishi cars. And even a coat, an umbrella, and two hats are just hanging over here, fading into oblivion. Over here used to be a Roman site, so maybe they did some climbing and hiking. And so far I found one name, Mr. A name I never heard before. Maybe it is more common here in this part of Germany, but I as a Dutchman have never heard this name before. Okay, I have my doubts if I will go down here because this door, yikes, this leads to a basement. You might not be able to see it, but there are a lot of cobwebs. I might just give it a shot. I'll do it for you, so please smash the thumbs up button because this is disgusting. I feel spiderwebs all over my legs. Nobody has walked here probably since abandonment. As long as I don't get them in my face, we're good. Whoa, some kind of concave ceiling, looks almost like a wine cellar. There was a few bottles of drink left, but sadly not as much as I hoped. Alright, let's make our way up again. What is even inside this bag? Looks like clothes or something. Wow. And then we actually have a magical room, in my opinion. This truly is the beauty of decay. Look at this bathroom. It's completely conquered by Mother Nature's embrace. If we look in the corner, you can even see these are branches of a tree, roots, growing inside this very home. That's crazy decay. However, towel is still hanging here. Price, I don't even believe that's euros. Maybe the Reichsmark, a former German currency. Wow, look. All the razors are still in here. I want to be careful though, because it's such a precious time capsule. This is not opening, so I'm gonna leave it. Look at the ceiling. You often see this in Italy. Combination of bamboo, plasterwork, concrete. A scale still on the ground. Oh, there was even a giant insect in there. Another razor set. Given that there are so many razors, I'm almost starting to think that Mr. maybe ended up here living alone. Although I do think he had a wife at some point, because there we will find children pictures as well. Toilet brush still on the ground. Now right here is the bathtub. Also slowly crumbling. Still some fake plants. Even a heater here. And you gotta imagine all these tiny heaters we see were probably connected with that main central heater that we've just seen. It's really collapsing over here. I think this floor is gonna come down very soon. But now we're gonna have the exciting journey upstairs, since it's really unsafe. And honestly, if you do not have the experience that we urban explorers have, I would highly recommend anybody to still go up here, because this is in a state of collapsing at the moment. But luckily, I have my buddy 𝗬𝗏, my exploration companion for today. So bro, I think we gotta do this one together.
Yeah.
Okay, so my buddy 𝗬𝗏 is going first. Alright, so it's basically all a matter of dividing your weights. So these ones are really collapsed, but we have some grip over here. So when you step, use your force in your arms to make sure that this, and trust me, doesn't collapse, because it would have collapsed if we didn't do this. But we made our way upstairs right now. Be prepared. We're gonna see some incredible rooms that few have probably ever dared to go or venture even their way up here. It's gonna be incredible. There we are, and as you can tell, we're even gonna have an attic in a bit to follow. We're gonna see some very vintage items. This probably was from a child's schoolgang, which means going to school. Still here. And this cardboard cone certainly has something to do with going to school. It is actually an age-old German tradition, dating back to the 19th century. This school cone or 𝗦𝘁cie was given to children on their first day of school, and it was filled with treats and supplies to make the occasion joyful and memorable. A symbol of fresh beginnings, it carries echoes of a child's first steps into education. You can clearly tell nature is growing inside. But let's firstly give you a little bit of an overview of the landing here. Wow. Already intrigued by a few items. I guess I'll just start here. When I said that they most likely had children, we can also tell by the toys left behind here. Children once grew up here. And now if we look to the power meter, we can see 2012. And that kind of surprised us, since the decline has gone pretty rapidly in that scenario. Socks in here. More socks. And you can see signs of woodworm as well. At least, thanks to this other perspective, you get to see how I'm sometimes struggling, only having one hand to open things. But yeah, as you can tell, we have more clothes. Well, let's continue. And we can tell they liked baking, most likely. They also had a good oven, as we saw. A toy tank. A little book. Baking shapes. Confetti even over here. And what would this have been for? I thought maybe a little camera or something. But it's not in there anymore. As you can tell above us, we also have all these washing lines to dry the clothes scattered across the landing here. And what I maybe didn't mention yet when I came upstairs, there is this wonderful frame. I don't think it's a painting, I think it's just a print. And on the side here, a little sewing box, still entirely complete. Whoa, but look at this. We have an accordion from Johannes Adler. Most likely German. I think this is definitely a valuable piece. Let's look at the keys. I mean, I can't play it now because it needs to pump air, obviously. But really cool to see that. Also a vintage lamp over here. And I can open up all these drawers, but it's gonna be more and more close. Now if I open up this door, we have an entire room full of clutter. Suitcases, purses. Monday afternoon closed, does the sign say here. Maybe they used to run a store. Reason I'm going in this room is because I would like to find out more about the family history. And talking about family history, we have a very old class picture over here. Still in black and white. Old letters. Okay, we have another name here. 1982. Inge, I think. So I think Inge sounds like a woman's name. That was most likely then the wife of Miss. Also all the clothes or shoes still standing over here. Part of a game. Tiny houses. Hey, look. Klaus, another name. Klaus, that might even be from the father of the owner. And it's actually from music lesson in school. More vintage toys over here. Super interesting, really. Look at this. What was it actually? I think they collected this. It was something to wash, it says. Soviet technique. It's gonna be better to use, it says. It says over here, they won the Olympic medallions for our republic, DDR, in English GDR. This is from 1976, dating back to the GDR era. But now if we continue, you're gonna be even more surprised. What relic is left behind from this era? Let's enter the bathroom. And I'm just straight going to what I want to show you first in this room. The flag. A German GDR flag. Still here in the bathroom. That is some fascinating history that we are currently witnessing this. We also have some tiny photographs. Another letter to Klaus. So I actually think Klaus lived there the last. And that they got a son. And that I found the name of the son in the downstairs, because this letter is from 1984. We have some more envelopes dedicated and written to Klaus. And look over here. What will be down here? More clothes. And also right here, some trousers covered in woodworm are still hanging up. Oh, check this out. Some black-white photos. These were most likely the parents of Klaus. Another scale again. Still working. And on the other side, a very vintage television. I do not even remember growing up with televisions like this. So it's amazing to see this. 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝘆𝗶 is the brand. Just 3 buttons. That was everything. Really like a box. Televisions have become flatter and flatter. Now another nice fact about these people is their love for music. Rock, Queen, the Beatles, and also Paul McCartney, John Lennon. They are all still tributed over here on these posters. Wonderful. Now let's head back to the landing. We still have a couple of beautiful rooms to follow, and the attic that was mostly empty. Except from those beautiful vintage toys from a child. We have a door here. And this leads to a tiny bathroom. Still a ship over here on this poster. And still grooming products even. Also right here. Toothbrushes, razor. And I think this was part of maybe a washing machine or something. I don't know. Another razor here. You can also tell the shrubbery against the walls and exterior of this building. And if we head out of this bathroom, we have 2 more spaces. But this space is rather dodgy. It's probably hard to see it on video, but the floor is entirely caved in here. And if you look to the wall right in front of me, it has major cracks. And reality is, in a couple of years, this is just all gonna collapse and it's gonna be one open air space here. It's surreal, really surreal. Even still jewelry standing here. The frame has probably fallen down right from the wall. I can't make it there for the sake of my own safety. Whoa. Everything is in there. Towels, bed linen. Holy cow. All the suits from Mr. Klaus. And some more clothes right here. And just look at this wardrobe. Very authentic piece, very old for this area. Now the last room, absolutely incredible. You're gonna love it. It is another bedroom, but there is also this wonderful upright piano, a German one. Also still pieces of sheet music and everything are on top of the piano. In the corner we have some magazines and even this very ancient stove from 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝗆. I've never seen that, but I think it's German. But back to the piano for a little bit. I really like the sides. I think it still works. Perfect. Perfect condition. It's from remnants. I've never heard about that piano maker, but it's a very high-end piano. Even has candle holders like you see with a lot of French pianos. And even a piano seat right in front. Absolutely amazing. Ooh, over here is actually a game where they could win some jewelry, golden jewelry. And even this recorder over here. Crazy. It's the second time I find a recorder ever in a place. Actually, I learned how to play music on a recorder myself before I played the saxophone for a couple of years. Now check this out. A horse. And it's not a rocking horse, it's just like decoration, I assume. Well, finally we have this office desk over here. There are still a lot of children's books. And more sheet music. And if you look here, we can see a football magazine. And also over here, from the 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝗆𝗵𝗨. I think that's really old. So, Klaus had a big love for Mitsubishi cars or automotive engineering, and for football. Finally, the bed. And I think with that all having seen, guys, that we really came to an end of this video. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, as always, you know the drill. Please guys, hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below. Also, once more, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. And finally, please check out our channel memberships and Patreon if you want to support us and receive some cool rewards. Behind the camera today, special thanks to my buddy, Katu. He is joining me on this trip. I think he's a great guy, great company. Please also leave in the comment section what you think of his videography, and he also makes incredible pictures for Instagram that you could also check out right here. And in the end, I will say in German, auf Wiedersehen, and I will see you on the very next one. Peace out.